Let me tell you something very important. Speaking smart is not about speaking fast. It is not about using heavy vocabulary. And it is definitely not about showing off your English. Real smart speaking is about clarity. It is about confidence. It is about expressing your thoughts in a way that people understand and respect. You don't need a foreign accent. You don't need complicated words. What you need is control over your thoughts and the courage to express them calmly. Smart people don't try to impress. They try to express. One habit that instantly makes you sound smart is this: pause before you speak. Most people respond quickly because they are afraid of silence. But smart communicators are comfortable with silence. They think. They process. And then they respond. That small pause shows maturity. It shows emotional control. It shows that you are not reacting, you are responding. When you slow down your speech slightly, your words automatically gain weight. Speed reduces impact. Calmness increases authority. If you want to sound smart, remove unnecessary filler words. Words like, you know, actually, basically, these weaken your message. Every time you use fillers, your confidence sounds shaky. Instead of filling silence with noise, fill it with control. Practice speaking in short, clear sentences. Finish one thought completely before jumping to the next. Smart speakers don't speak more. They speak better. Before you even open your mouth, your body is already speaking. Your posture, your eye contact, your facial expressions, they communicate confidence or insecurity. Stand straight. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Maintain natural eye contact. Avoid looking down while speaking. Smart communication is 50% body language. If your body looks confident, your voice automatically becomes stronger. People don't just listen to your words. They read your energy. Do you know the fastest way to sound intelligent? Listen more. Most people only wait for their turn to speak. But smart people truly listen. When you listen carefully, you respond accurately. When you understand deeply, you speak meaningfully. Listening gives you information. Information gives you power. And power gives you confidence. The smartest person in the room is often the quietest one, observing, analyzing, and then speaking only when necessary. Your voice tone is more powerful than your words. You can say the right sentence in the wrong tone, and it will sound rude. You can say something simple in the right tone, and it will sound intelligent. Smart speakers know how to control pitch, speed, and volume. They don't shout to prove a point. They don't whisper out of fear. They speak clearly, at a steady pace, with controlled energy. When you lower your voice slightly instead of raising it during a disagreement, people automatically pay more attention. Calm voices carry authority. Loud voices carry insecurity. Practice speaking slowly in front of a mirror. Record your voice. Notice if you sound rushed or nervous. The moment you control your tone, you control the room. Many people think using complicated vocabulary makes them sound smart. But true intelligence lies in simplicity. The smartest communicators use simple words to explain complex ideas. When you speak clearly, people understand you faster. And when people understand you, they respect you. Replace long confusing sentences with sharp and direct statements. Instead of saying, "I was kind of thinking that maybe we could possibly," say, "I suggest we do this." Clear. Direct. Confident. Smart speaking is not about sounding educated. It is about sounding certain. If you want to speak smart in meetings, interviews, or public places, preparation is your secret weapon. Confidence is not magic. It is preparation in disguise. Before entering any important conversation, think about possible questions. Think about your key points. Organize your thoughts. When your mind is clear, your speech becomes powerful. Most people sound nervous because they are unprepared. Smart speakers prepare silently and perform confidently. The more prepared you are, the less anxious you feel. And the less anxious you feel, the smarter you sound. One of the strongest signs of smart communication is emotional control. Anyone can speak calmly when things are easy. But can you stay composed when someone disagrees with you? Can you respond without anger when criticized? Smart speakers do not react instantly. They pause. They analyze. They choose their words carefully. Emotional reactions make you lose respect. Calm responses earn it. If someone tries to provoke you, don't give them the satisfaction. Your silence and controlled response will speak louder than any aggressive reply. Maturity is attractive. Emotional stability is powerful. If you truly want to stand out in any conversation, learn to ask smart questions. Intelligent people are not those who talk the most, they are those who ask the most thoughtful questions. When you ask deep questions, you show curiosity. When you show curiosity, you show intelligence. Instead of saying, "Okay," ask, "Why do you think that works?" Instead of nodding silently, ask, "What would happen if we tried a different approach?" Questions keep conversations alive. Questions make you memorable. And smart questions make you powerful. If you truly want to sound smart, slow down. Most people speak fast when they are nervous. They rush their words because they are afraid of being judged. But speed creates confusion. Power lives in calmness. When you slow your speech, every word gains importance. Imagine a leader speaking in a crisis. They don't rush. They speak slowly, clearly, and firmly. That is authority. Practice reducing your speed by just 20%. Add small pauses after important points. Let your words breathe. Silence between sentences makes you look confident, not weak. Remember, intelligent people don't chase attention, attention naturally follows them. To speak smart, you do need vocabulary, but not in the way most people think. You don't need to memorize a dictionary. You need to understand powerful words and use them naturally. Replace weak words with stronger ones. Instead of saying, "very good," say, "excellent." Instead of, "very bad," say, "unacceptable." Instead of, "I think," say, "I believe," or, "I am confident." Small upgrades in vocabulary create a big shift in perception. Read books. Watch quality interviews. Observe how leaders phrase their sentences. Smart speakers constantly upgrade their language quietly, step by step. Before you speak, organize your thoughts in 3 simple steps: point, explanation, example. First, say your main point clearly. Then explain it briefly. Then give a small example if needed. This simple structure makes you sound logical and intelligent. When your ideas are scattered, your speech feels confused. But when your ideas are structured, your speech feels powerful. Think of it like building a house. Without structure, it collapses. With structure, it stands strong. Clear structure equals clear intelligence. Eye contact is silent power. When you avoid eye contact, you look unsure. When you maintain natural eye contact, you look confident and honest. But remember, it should be natural, not aggressive. Hold eye contact for a few seconds while speaking, then shift gently. This creates connection. Smart speakers use eye contact to build trust. In meetings, interviews, or conversations, your eyes show whether you believe in what you are saying. If you don't believe your words, no one else will. Confidence begins in your mind, but it shows in your eyes. No one becomes a smart speaker overnight. It is practice. Daily practice. Speak in front of a mirror. Record short videos of yourself. Notice your posture, your tone, your pauses. Improve one thing at a time. Smart communication is a skill, and skills grow with repetition. Even talking to yourself in English for 10 minutes a day improves fluency and confidence. The more you practice privately, the more powerful you become publicly. Behind every confident speaker is hours of silent preparation. Winning an argument is not about proving someone wrong. It is about proving yourself mature. Smart speakers don't attack the person, they address the point. When emotions rise, they stay calm. When others interrupt, they listen fully. And when they respond, they focus on logic, not ego. If someone says something incorrect, don't say, "You're wrong." Instead say, "I see your point, but here's another perspective." That one sentence changes the entire tone of the conversation. Smart communication is not about domination. It is about direction. The moment you remove ego, your intelligence becomes visible. The difference between sounding average and sounding smart often lies in certainty. When you speak with doubt, your words lose strength. Phrases like, "maybe, I guess, I'm not sure but," weaken your authority. Of course, humility is important. But unnecessary hesitation makes you look unsure. If you believe something, say it clearly. This will work. I recommend this approach. This is the better option. Strong statements create strong impressions. When your voice carries belief, people feel it. Certainty builds trust. Silence is one of the most powerful communication tools. Most people are uncomfortable with silence, so they rush to fill it. But smart speakers use silence strategically. After making an important point, they pause. That pause forces people to think. It creates impact. It builds anticipation. Silence shows that you are not desperate for approval. It shows control. In negotiations, silence can make the other person reveal more. In presentations, silence can make your message stronger. When used wisely, silence speaks louder than words. Smart people do not speak randomly. They speak with purpose. Before opening your mouth, ask yourself, why am I saying this? Is it adding value? Is it solving something? Is it necessary? Purposeful speech makes you look focused and intelligent. Avoid gossip. Avoid unnecessary criticism. Avoid speaking just to get attention. When your words carry intention, people listen more carefully. Purpose gives power to speech. Without purpose, words are just noise. You don't need perfect grammar to speak smart. You need confident energy. Many people stay silent because they fear making mistakes. But silence out of fear stops growth. Speak anyway. Improve along the way. Smart speakers are not perfect, they are confident learners. Even if your English is not flawless, your confidence can make it powerful. Remember this, people remember how you made them feel, not whether your grammar was 100% correct. If your energy is calm, confident, and clear, you will always sound smarter than someone who speaks perfect English with insecurity. The biggest mistake people make while trying to speak smart is this: they try to impress everyone. And the moment you try too hard to impress, you lose authenticity. Smart speakers are not performers. They are communicators. They don't change their personality to fit every room. They stay real. They stay grounded. And because they are genuine, people trust them. When you speak to impress, you create pressure. When you speak to express, you create connection. And connection is far more powerful than impression. Your words are a reflection of your mindset. If you constantly think negatively, your speech will carry negativity. If you think confidently, your speech will carry strength. Smart speaking begins in the mind. Read positive content. Surround yourself with intelligent conversations. Upgrade your thinking, and your language will automatically upgrade. Because you can only speak at the level you think. Expand your mind, and your communication expands with it. The real reason most people don't speak smart is not lack of knowledge. It is fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of mistakes. Fear of rejection. But understand this, confidence is built by speaking, not by staying silent. Every time you speak despite fear, you grow stronger. Every time you avoid speaking, fear grows stronger. The only way to defeat fear is exposure. Speak in meetings. Ask questions in class. Share your opinion respectfully. The more you practice courage, the more natural confidence becomes. Smart communication is not a talent. It is a daily habit. It is built in small conversations. In phone calls. In discussions. In everyday interactions. Improve one small thing daily, reduce fillers, slow down, maintain eye contact, structure your thoughts. Small improvements done consistently create massive transformation. 1 year from today, you can become a completely different speaker if you commit to daily practice. Never underestimate the power of respectful language. You can disagree strongly and still remain respectful. Smart speakers never insult. They never degrade. They never use harsh language to prove strength. Real strength lies in controlled words. When you speak respectfully, even your opponents listen. Respect earns influence. Influence builds authority. And authority makes you unforgettable. People start recognizing you by the way you speak. Your communication becomes your identity. If you consistently speak calmly, clearly, and confidently, people label you as intelligent. But if you speak emotionally, aggressively, or carelessly, that also becomes your image. Smart speaking is not a one-time performance. It is a consistent standard. Decide today what kind of communicator you want to be. Opportunities don't just come from degrees. They come from communication. Many talented people remain unnoticed because they cannot express themselves confidently. When you speak smartly, doors open. Interviews go better. Networking becomes easier. Leadership becomes possible. Communication multiplies your talent. Without it, even intelligence remains hidden. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. Your thoughts deserve to be heard. Stop shrinking yourself. Stop doubting your ability. The world respects those who respect their own voice. The moment you start believing that your words have value, your entire communication changes. Confidence is not arrogance. It is self-respect expressed through speech. Speaking smart is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming the strongest version of yourself. It is about clarity, control, confidence, and consistency. Master these 4 things, and your communication will transform. And when your communication transforms, your life transforms. Because the way you speak shapes the way people see you. And the way people see you shapes the opportunities you receive. So from today, speak with intention. Speak with clarity. Speak with confidence. Not to impress. Not to compete. But to express. Because smart speaking is not about perfect English. It is about powerful presence. And remember, the world listens differently when you believe in your own voice.